comfortable. Still comfortable.
No, just need just can continue, but you need 3 more series. And serious. Not the amount of people that can just go there and play around. Just go there now in the top 10.
Yes. 9 actually. It's okay without it, right?
Oh,
done.
come on, shit. Look at Anthony.
Remember? Okay.
Dana poka message. Mpaka 15. I don't know what has happened now. You can go.
They don't really open the way.
I can close it. It's a lovely good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the presentation of this week's edition of the Flava FM Football Show program that comes every Wednesday, looking at nothing but the very best of football results and also talking about analysis of games played in the past 1 week. We're back again this particular week. Good evening to you, and thank you for joining us on this particular program. A number of issues have happened in the past 1 week to do with football. We have been talking about issues happening at the city of Lusaka. And it seems like we continue to talk about them. I don't know if you are promoting whatever they are doing, or it is that we are so much interested with the happenings at the city of Lusaka. We're looking at the results in games played in Division 1 of the 4 zones. Then from there, we'll be looking at MTN 5, the Super League games played this particular weekend. Among those, a game played this afternoon between Beautcon and Zanaco Football Club. Later on, we'll be looking at national team preparations. Yes. The COSAFA is coming up very soon. Also, under-20 AFCON qualifiers are also coming up very soon. So obviously, the two coaches at national team level and at under-20 level both are getting busy preparations for these particular tournaments. We look at Zanaco's performance in the CAF Confederations, where they were eliminated by a 5-0 aggregate by Roger Casablanca. Then away from that, we'll also be looking at the performance of our Zambian players outside Zambia. We'll shift our attention to African football news up until we talk about world football. Interesting enough, yesterday's game between Liverpool and AS Roma ending into a 7-goal thriller, 5-2 in favor of Liverpool. We'll be discussing all those issues. Another interesting game also coming up this particular evening as far as UEFA Champions League is concerned. So to our listeners, there are contributions on the numbers 0965 0000877. That's the text line in WhatsApp, 0965 0000877. Also, just to make you know that we are again live on our YouTube channel. All you do is go to our Facebook page, that is Flava Badi Kafiwe, that is Flava, Badi, that is BUDDIE, then Kafiwe as in KAFUE. Then you find a link there which you can follow. It takes you direct to our Twitter, our YouTube channel, so that you can watch the program live on Twitter. My name is Clinton Masumba. Let's get to know who's in the studio this evening, those that you're able to see in case you are already watching us live on our YouTube channel. Alderman Patrick Tembo, good evening to you, and welcome to the football show.
Good evening, Clinton. Good evening, our dear listeners and viewers of it. It's nice to be back on the show.
Yeah.
A lot of things happening. I'm surprised you didn't pick out one major event. Finally, Wenger says bye-bye at the end of the day.
Interesting. That
he wants to leave it in his style. Started winning big matches.
But is that in style? Because people already complaining.
Well, at least he wants to live with
a piece of some dignity.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he wins the Champions League, the Europa League.
He's definitely banking on the Europa League.
Okay.
That would be enough big farewell. The team has headed for a long time.
Long time, yeah, indeed. Danny, good evening to you and welcome to the Football Show.
Good evening. It's great to be back on the show. I'm full of energy and I'm looking forward to play 90 minutes all the way.
Okay, interesting. Let's get to business and discuss a number of issues that have happened in the past 1 week. Quickly, we'll shift our attention to Division 1 football. In this particular zone, that is Zone 1, where we've been talking about the same issue for the past, I think, over a year now, starting from the time they were in the Super League. This is the city of Lusaka. Immediately they went into the Super League, confusion started the city of Lusaka. Up until they finished the league, they relegated, goes back to Division 1. As of today, confusion is still ongoing at City of Lusaka. The other week, they were supposed to play Young Green Buffaloes in Lusaka. 2 teams pitch up at the stadium. 2 buses with players, 3 teams on the training pitch, 2 different coaches from one team. This week, or should I say last weekend, they were supposed to play Katete Rangers. 2 teams leave Lusaka, both City of Lusaka buses. They go to Katete, and both teams are on the pitch warming up. They want to play against Katete Rangers. The game cancelled again. So now, Katete Rangers banks 3 points without kicking a ball. Young Green Buffaloes banks 3 points without kicking a ball. For how long do we go with this, Alderman?
Well, it's very, very unfortunate. I was whispering to first officials that this team is daring you. Make a decision this time, once and for all. It seems those 2 teams, Clinton, want to continue politicking. So, and football is not about politicking. The 2 should be banned so that they give the slot to a team which is serious, which will want to compete. It's only 3 games down the line. After all, the team can catch up. City of Lusaka, it seems, do not want to participate. They are bringing politics, and I think it's a wrong precedence. First, I'm happy that they have called them for a meeting, and I'm told that this time round the verdict will be final. We can't continue seeing this fiasco and the drama. We are fed up of it. It's bringing disrepute into a beautiful game of football.
Danny?
I strongly believe that first we're supposed to act way back concerning this issue, because what is happening now is a circus. First is now being turned into an organization full of jokers, because they are failing to come to the party when it matters the most. When you need to make a decision, make a decision. Leadership is about being firm, Masumba. But if you're going to continue this kind of thing of them not wanting to put their foot down on the ground, as in firmly in charge of them running football, then most of these clubs will continue daring them. Why City of Lusaka has got 2 factions? They know the loopholes going through football house. So I expect them to put their foot down. If it means banning City of Lusaka, let it be, because we want football to move forward. This thing should be a wake-up call to fans that next time, do your homework and let everyone that is under your belt follow the rules and regulation of the game.
And Clinton, just to add one small aspect. This time round, even life was lost, because there's one faction. They lost 2 lives. Yeah, there's one faction which moved with its own security, and as they were coming back, the so-called security were involved in an accident. It's very, very unfortunate. We have reached a situation where we even have to lose lives now because of the pride of some individuals. It's very, very unfortunate.
You know, Mr. Temo, the third part is currently we have got administrators that have gone into football management not because of the passion, but because of the finances that are lost up there. So they want to kudia. And you find that innocent souls, innocent talent will go to waste because of these greedy people. What we need to do now is let's engage people that have got passion for football. Most of these administrators, be it at football house, some of them, be it at club levels, they are not there for the passion of the game. They are there because they want to eat. In Salah, the best thing that we need to do, especially as we intend to elect these people, let's look at people that have got a background of football. Where he's coming from? Was he involved in any football matters? Has he got that passion? Has he got the heart for the game? Because if you look at most of the teams, when they are struggling, we don't hear of issues. The moment finances are available, that's when issues start coming up and about. That trend should come to an end. Let's allow people with passion to continue running football. As long as they're going to keep on entertaining greedy people that really want to eat, Zambian football won't be able to move forward. And whatever we are seeing at City of Lusaka, it's all about greediness. No one can come out and tell me that we are doing it for the love of ABCD. No, it's about greediness because they want to eat all of them. That's where the problem is currently.
So that is what happened in Division 1, Zone 1, concerning City of Lusaka. Let me quickly get to the results of games played in Zone 1. It was Katete Rangers 3, City of Lusaka nil. This is a walkover given to Katete Rangers 3-0. Sacred City 3, Lundas United 1, Petaka United nil, Police College nil, Young Green Buffaloes nil, Riflemen nil, Lusaka City Council nil, Zesco United Rangers nil, Kafue Celtic 2, Wonderful nil, Lusaka Tigers nil, Paramilitary 1. Then Chipata City Council nil, Happy Hearts 1. Results again in Zone 1. It was Katete Rangers 3, City of Lusaka nil, Sacred City 3, Lundas United 1. Petaka United nil, Police College nil, Young Green Buffaloes nil, Riflemen nil, Lusaka City Council nil, Zesco United Rangers nil, Kafue Celtic 2, Wonderful nil, Lusaka Tigers nil, Paramilitary 1, Chipata City Council nil, Happy Hearts 1. I was surprised to learn that Wilson Mwale is the man in charge of Lusaka City Council as we speak. Going to Zone 3, results of games are posted over the week. It was Kasama Young Fighters nil, Runakonde 6. The game between Kasama United Youth Academy and Intersport was not played. Pulungu Haba nil, Malalo Police nil, Prison Leopards 2, Riverside 1, Muchinga Blue Eagles 1, Tazara Express 3, Mpande Youth Academy 2, Isoka Youngsters 1, Tazara Rangers 3, Chilini Sentries nil, Zambia nil, Kateshi Coffee nil. In Zone 4, games are played. It was Maramba Stars 2, Yeta 1, Livingston Pirates nil, Asnazongo United nil, Choma Football Stars 1, Zesco Victoria Force 2, Mazabuka United 2, Young Green Eagles nil, Mumbwa Medics 3, Kalomo Jetters nil, Manchester Academy 2, Chikoni Corps nil, Zesco Shockers 3, Alwena Buffaloes 2. These are the results as far as and there was another game that was Mamba Energy Stars 1, Casco Rangers nil. Those are results are posted in Division 1, Zone 4. Going back to a zone that is closer to us, that is Zone 2. Games are played over the weekend. It was F2M Mining Operation nil, Mufrida Wanderers nil, Mufrida Blackpool nil, Kalushi Modern Stars nil, Trident 1, Kansanshi Dynamos nil, Ron United 1, Chambishi 2, Ndora United 1, Konkala Blades 1. Then another game was Zerens Mafumu nil, Gomes nil, Kashikishi Warriors nil, FDM Roads 2, Mine Rangers nil, Indeni nil. Danny, let's quickly get to an interesting game. This is a Northwestern Derby. Trident Kalumbira 1, Kansanshi Dynamos nil.
Well, I saw this one coming. Like I already to last week, I said that it's going to be a derby, and derbies are very, very tricky. And whether we like it or not, these guys are in the same locality. And Trident at the moment, just like Lumwana, when you're playing them at their home ground, they tend to be very lethal, and they're able to punish any team at any given time. And looking at this result, I'm not surprised at all, because I watched the team when it was in Division 2, and the way they were playing, and they have maintained the same crop of players with a little bit of reinforcement here and there, and that has really worked for them. And whenever they play at home, they tend to collect maximum points, and that's what happened. And I see this team going places. They're going to continue the same consistency, especially if they'll start collecting maximum points away from home. Then they will be on the road coming to Super Division come next year.
Okay. Adaman, Road United, not convincingly, their starting hasn't been very good. They lost this particular game at home. It's the second game they're losing at home. 2-1 to Chambishi this time around.
And I'm surprised that they're dropping points at home. One would have thought that this time round they were going to put up a proper campaign so that we see Ron United back to Super League. It's one of the oldest teams Clinton, and there's a lot of support base in the, not only in the Copa Belt but in the whole country. They surely should do better than this. I know that there are some sponsorship issues there, but with a bit of sacrifice they can do better than this. They are disappointing the big man who is based in Flava,
in Luansha.
In Luansha, yeah. A musician. So
okay, I'll remember the
name. So please, Ron, come on, do something, put up something there.
Another victory in Zone 2, Danny, was FQM Roads beating Kashikishi Warriors by 2 goals to 0.
Yeah, FQM Roads, this is a team for me that is a surprise package, and they tend to collect maximum points, and they have continued to maximize whenever they find a team that is not of their caliber or their match. They are able to collect maximum points. They are away from home. They managed to score 2 goals and collect 3 points. That's a plus for them. It's a bonus. And we know this team that when it's playing at home, it's also lethal. So most of the teams in the northwestern zone are coming to the party, and we'll see what they shall be able to bring to the table this time around.
It was a tough weekend, Adam and Tembo. The 3 we've talked about were the only wins. That is Kashikishi Warriors 0, FQM Roads 2, Ron United 1, Chambishi 2, and Trident 1, Kansanshi Dynamos 0. The rest of the results were draws. Let's go to one of the draws that came out of this particular weekend. This is Mining Rangers versus Indian. It ended at 0-0.
The Mining Rangers were promoted this year. They should have done better than this. If I'm not mistaken, they have not won a game this year. They did well last time they were in the. Remember, they also campaigned in the Super League. They have experience in their ranks. They have a lot of experience, and they should surely do better than this. The man we had forgotten is Mr. Destroyer Kandu. And I know he's listening to this program. So please, Ron, don't disappoint the big man. Post some results.
And they are passionate mayor also.
Yes,
where football is
yes.
concerned. This is Nathan Chanda, who is also
also
another passionate football administrator. This is a former team manager.
This time Luansha produced a Super League team.
He managed scoring Zimbesuma.
Yeah.
Okay, that is it about Division 1 Zone 2 games are played over the weekend. From that, we'll quickly get to what has happened in the first 1 week as far as the MTN Super League is concerned. We'll get to any other issues. Let me say straight away go to any something to mention, Adama?
Sorry, Division 2 have complained that we don't cover them. I told them that I'll present this. It will be looked in, more especially the Copper Belt. So I thought I should sneak in just one result this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. Division 2 rescheduled game was played today, 25th April, at Mobile Unit. Police Blue Eagles 0, Chimwemwe Chiefs 2. Both goals scored in the space of 3 minutes, with 7 minutes before the end of the game. We want to thank Mr. Chirai for giving us this. I can assure you that Mr. Masumba will make sure that we bring you the results. I can assure you on his behalf. And I know that we have been giving out Division 2 results in the past.
Okay, so that's coming from our colleagues there. Okay, so now that it's been talked about, I've got a few Division 2.
Yes, Rainbow Rangers.
Games are played. Yeah, it was Mufulira United new, Mufulira Police new. This was a derby in Mufulira. They drew new. Another game played was Copperbelt Buffaloes new, Luansha United 2. Then another game was Lime Hotspurs 1, Miseshi Blue Stars are new, Jokers Cave new, Konkola Mine Police are new. Then Rainbow Rangers 1, Chifu Bullets 1. Then Tagagan Snipers 1, Afri-Sports new.
Sure, that's what they want.
Those are just a few results. Sometimes we have a challenge compiling some of these results.
Because we don't have reliable sources.
Exactly. So when we have results coming in, we'll surely be able to read them through so that you're able to to know which games were played. So quick results again in Division 2, that is the Copper Belt. It was Free United nil, Free Police nil, Copper Belt Buffaloes nil, Monash United 2, Lime Hotspurs 1, Miseshi Blue Stars nil, Jokers Cave nil, Konkara Mine Police nil, Rainbow Rangers 1, Chifu Bullets 1, African Snipers 1, and AfriSports nil. Those were just a few results of the games that were played.
And of course, the one
I just mentioned. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Division 2 Copper Belt. Let's go to the Super League games played over the weekend. It was interesting to see a good number of results are posted here. Where we saw Nkwazi beating Nakambala Leopards by a goal to nil. National Assembly beat Napster Stars by 3 goals to 2. Nkana versus Zanako, the game was not played, it was postponed. Then in Changa Rangers beat Kiva United by a goal to nil. Powder Dynamos beat Red Arrows a goal to nil. Green Eagles beat Kaweso Academy by 4 goals to nil. Buildcon beat New Mons Swallows by 2 goals to 1. Forest Rangers lost 2-0 to Kawe Warriors. Before we get to another game, let's quickly get to talk about this game. Danny, just a quick reaction. In Changa Rangers 1, Kiva United nil.
Very disappointing result coming from Quito United. I expected Quito United to take advantage of the confusion that was going on at Changa Rangers. But alas, Changa Rangers were a better side, and they came to the party and they punished Quito United by 1-0 scoreline. I'm pretty sure this is just a wake-up call. Quito United need to ensure that whenever they face a team that is more or less like an average side, they need to take chance. At least if they can get a point off that team out from home, then that will motivate them to stay in the Premier League much longer. If they continue dropping points like they dropped against Changa Rangers in Chingola, I see them fighting a lot of battles because it's getting tougher and tougher every game that you face, because these teams are now getting their fitness levels to 100% plus. So I expect Quito United to pull up their socks, put their house in order, and maximize this coming weekend, so at least they continue floating in the top 10 so they can be able to survive. And when the league gets towards the end of the league, they won't be able to have a lot of pressure on their hands, because right now pressure will start mounting on Quito United.
Well, Clinton, just to add on to what Daniel said, this is a game in which Quito massively missed their pillar, their central successor. And a few of these refereeing issues, I didn't watch the game, I must confess. I don't want to be seen to be condemning the referees all the time. But somebody independent told me that Quito were denied what looked like a genuine goal in the 20th minute. The issues of refereeing have reached the football house, and there are a lot of things underground happening. We shall be hearing of a few policy issues coming from footballs, because definitely the happenings on the field in terms of the referees have not escaped the ears of the football authorities at football house. But I'm afraid it's late. We have been offering free advice, free of charge, no consultancy services. The solution lies in bringing the organs on the ground so that they monitor, supervise, and assess the referees. It's only through that way that we are going to get genuine referees officiating in these crucial games. Remember, clubs are now spending a lot of money, and they deserve better from our referees. We know that referees are human beings, they can make mistakes, but schoolboy errors at high level should be punished. You can't allow it at all.
Okay, so quick, let me take you to another game that was played over the weekend. This was Zesco United 3, Lumwana Radiants nil. This is the exact result of what happened last year, and it was the opposite.
I think we can say sweet revenge for Zesco. We were beaten by the same scoreline, same venue. It wasn't to be this time round. But Sairete now, I think, is in a bit of problems. Very, very soon he's about to cross the red line. We know that he lost a lot of quality players who have not actually been replaced. But that won't be an excuse. Lumwana have been campaigning in the Super League for some time now. We expect them to be finishing in the top 6. they've stabilized. They're not a new team anymore. But I'm afraid this year they have not started well. I don't know, maybe it's because they lost their key strikers. They're playing well. I've watched them twice. They can move the ball around, they can transition quickly. They're comfortable on the ball, they can extend the passes here and there, but they are losing the killer instinct in the final third. So I think that come July, they really need to strengthen that squad. They need to look for 2 or 3 strikers to stabilize the team. Otherwise, like Danny said, you lose 1-2 games, confidence levels are gone, you're in trouble.
Danny, another interesting result I posted that this particular weekend, I did see Power Dynamos beating Red Arrows by a goal to nil.
Yeah, this is a game that had a lot of drama. Again, the referee was at the center of it all, and also the discipline aspect concerning our Red Arrows players. And I would say that as much as Mr. Tembo has been pleading with FAS to bring back players, I believe they need to find an interim solution to this mess. Because they're going to allow this kind of pathetic officiating week in, week out, then you're going to kill our game. I expected Mr. Mwemba to award Power Dynamos a penalty. That was a clear penalty when Mudenda was brought down in the second half. I expected him to blow for a penalty, but he did not do that. And you can imagine, even guys that have got few or less knowledge about football matters were able to start questioning, but we have a penalty now. So what we're trying to ask is, whether Laz is there or not, referees, you know what you're supposed to do. Do the right thing at the right time. If it's a penalty below. When there's contact in the box and you know that the contact is there, do the right thing. Then apart from that, I would say that in terms of tactical discipline, Red Arrows were far much better than Power Dynamos. Red Arrows were playing 3-5-2 formation. That's the formation that they had. Power Dynamos went for the usual formation of 4 at the back. Then in the midfield they had Riley and they're not forgetting Benson. Then the flanks, Mova and his colleague, the Congolese guy. Then up front you have Alex and not forgetting Jimmy. That for me failed to come to the party against a very disciplined, tactically Red Arrow side.
Which was also done by man.
Yes, because of the discipline aspect. Because when a referee has blown for a foul, there is no need for just a common player to start confronting the referee. That's what Joseph Zimba did, and Joseph Zimba has been in the game for too long. I never expected him to come out the way he came out. I was expecting the captain to go and talk to the referee. If he thought the player that fouled the goalkeeper deserved a yellow card or anything of that sort, the captain was the right person to go and talk on behalf of the other players. But Joseph kept on talking to the referee. He was warned, but he kept on talking and he was given a yellow card. As if that wasn't enough. In the first half, I think I was sitting to Kufa. I was like, what he has done now, he has put himself under pressure. And Bazo knew that he has got a yellow card. He took him on. Instead of, I tend to, I don't understand why certain players behave like that. You know that you're already on a yellow. Why are you going to go in for a hard tackle that even though that you won't be able to hit the ball, but you end up hitting the player? That was a bad tackle, and it was a straight red card. With no one could even complain.
That was the second yellow.
Yes, it was the second yellow and was given a red card. What really baffled me was the guy, Tarasfara Muchivansa, what did the referee do? The game started. He brought the whistle and said, game on. But the guy is stopping the Muchivansa. And what he did was, when he approached the line, when he was supposed to go to the dressing room, he sat down on the ground.
It was his coach who told him.
Yes, he felt an injury. I was expecting.
He wanted to bring in some tactical. He wanted to buy time so that he gives instructions for tactical changes, because with one man down, the formation had to change. But you see, that's stopping fair play. That is not fair play. In my view, Joseph should have attracted more punishment.
Absolutely, I was expecting that, but I was so shocked the referee was able to entertain such kind of tactics.
Anyway, we don't know if it has happened, because if you have already sent out a player and he continues, what follows now is a written one, so we don't know if that was done. Because you can't produce 2 red cards.
Yes, but I expected some sort of that to come out. But looking at the way the referee handled the game, I don't think there was any written documentation afterwards. I don't think so.
Okay.
But the game was almost going to a barren draw until the young boy Lungu came in and he scored a very beautiful header.
Debut goal.
Yeah, debut goal and power.
But then I thought you were going to also hint that Power should have wrapped it in the first half. The usual.
Exactly.
The Power missed 5 clear-cut chances.
Those were highlights. I was almost coming back.
5 clear-cut chances.
1-on-1.
1-on-1.
Goalkeeper beaten.
Goalkeeper beaten. You know, Mwanga was at it again. The other one,
Rally
Warrior, he was on form, in fact.
Yeah, he was.
Rally Warrior's chance was, in fact, much more clear than the.
I was whispering to someone I sat with that now that with what is happening, even when Mwanga is alone in the box, I think goalkeepers are no longer threatened. Are they?
Yeah, but you see, the coach should be telling Rally Warrior or Njovu, say, can you be close to him? And then you give instructions. When you have destroyed everyone, give Njovu to finish for you. Give someone to finish for you. That's what he.
Defenders are no longer scared now. Even if he's coming one-on-one,
because they know that
they will know
it from
it either go up or side.
From any angle.
I don't know Danny, if you were the coach, how would you help such a player? Because I think it's now getting.
But it was man of the match, mind you. The work rate.
No.
It was the soccer fans man of the match.
For the soccer fans, I don't agree with
I'm very honest with you. The man of the match for Power Dynamos that game, it was Sakala. The left back. He really came to the party. He was running up and down, and he was the one who was swinging those crosses, and they were very deadly crosses. For me, the guy played his lungs out and expected him to be the man of the match. Then talking about Power Dynamos, yes, Larry missed a couple of chances. Alex, usual suspect. Like Masuma has asked me.
Larry was off form.
I'll be very honest with you, Mr. Tembo. It's a pity that the kind of coaches that we have nowadays are not like the old coaches, the likes of the late Moses Smwala, the Fred Lasinya, the late Boniface Sumutowe, Obika Peters. These were coaches that, when they have seen potential, they will talk to you. And they will ensure that after every training session, you will remain. So to work on your weaknesses. But nowadays, our coaches, they tend to just live their lives. It's all about the money. As long as they're getting paid, no one is giving them a lot of pressure, they're home and try. But that shouldn't be. Alex, he has got the potential to be one of the deadly strikers in the country. But unfortunately, coaches are not able to look at his weaknesses and work on that. The boy has got his strength. When it comes to harassing, he's going to make sure that defenders who really feel him, whether they like it or not, they will be on their toes. But they need to work on his finishing. His finishing is very poor. It's very, very, very poor. And coaches at Power Dynamos, I'm pretty sure some of you are listening to this show, work on that boy so that he can start buying goals for Power Dynamos. Because the way he's missing those chances, you're going to play against a very highly tactical team, Power Dynamos will get punished. Then the other thing, Masumba, is Power Dynamos, they lack depth. Yes, people will argue, but the bottom line is Power Dynamos, looking at the team that they have, they just got the first 11 players. Their bench does not look that healthy. That can be able to punish a very good team on their day. Consider Red Arrows, despite them playing most of the game, most of they have close to about 60 minutes plus. This seems to be a better side than Power Dynamos in terms of the tactical discipline. So I expect Power Dynamos to up their game, and come July, they just need to go on the market and bring in quality, unlike what we are seeing at the moment.
Poor Janza, 3 losses in a row. I think he's also about to cross the red line.
I think he has crossed already.
He surely has crossed. I think
no issues of
I think the generals are not happy out there. Very, very soon we may have an order coming, and when the general gives an order, you just have to follow it. Everyone just has to run around
in the Buana.
As you go on, just quickly, I wanted to take you to another game that was played. This was National Assembly 3, NAPSA Stars 2.
Well, after changing the coach, NAPSA at the first start, the coach at the first start, he drew, but I think that what we told them has proved us right. It is not about changing coaches. NAPSA lost key players. They should have been patient with Makwaza. They should have just waited for the July window so they reinforce the squad. The quality of players that NAPSA lost can't be compared to the players that they brought. And in any case, even if they are good, we have to look at the gelling aspect. They become just individuals and not a team. It takes a while for you to mold a team. So I think that what we told them is coming to the fore. It's not about changing the coach. They needed to scrutinize that squad. It's a very, very ordinary squad. They needed to reinforce the squad in the July window if they were to be fair with the technical bench. Otherwise, even the current one may not go anywhere. The next 5 games are very, very tough. They'll be facing teams like Green Buffaloes. They'll be facing Ghana. In fact, Ghana is this Saturday. In between, there's Power also. The Zesco should be around. So I think that they are not off the hook. That I can assure you.
Okay, so that's the results of games that played over the weekend. I'll just do a quick look at the top 5 teams. Number 1 is Zesco United at 16 points. Second is Green Buffalo 16 points. Third is Power Dynamos also 16 points. Number 4 is Cabo Warriors on 14 points. And number 5 is Zenako Football Club on 13 points. And the bottom 4, Lumwana Radiants on 5 points. NAPSA Stars 2 points. New Mons Swallows 2 points. And Cabo Soda Academy also on 2 points. And the result of the game I played this afternoon, it was a Beauticon 1 and Zenako Football Club 1. So now, first May is Labor Day, and we're going to see some action on this particular day. That is on Tuesday. Some games that will be played. Quickly go through the fixtures of games to be played this particular Tuesday. Lumwana Radiants take on Power Dynamos. Zenako take on Zesco United live on Super Sport. This is at Sunset Stadium at 13 hours. At 15 hours, it will be NAPSA Stars versus Nkana at 15 hours at the same venue, Sunset Stadium. Both games being live on Super Sport. Nakama Leopards take on Nchanga Rangers. Kitwe United take on Green Eagles. New Monze Swallows take on National Assembly. Kawa East Academy take on Lusaka Dynamos. Kawa Warriors take on Beauticon. Green Buffaloes take on Forest Rangers. Then on Sunday, Red Arrows will take on Nkwazi in a match that is also going to be live on a Super Sport. These games coming up. Sorry, this again comes on Saturday. Sorry,
these are
Saturday.
Those are for the weekend games.
Weekend games, yes, weekend games. Yeah, that is weekend. I went through. My mind took me to first May. So these games are coming up on Saturday, this particular weekend. Just a quick reaction, Adaman, just a quick one. NAPSA versus Nkana.
Well, like I said, NAPSA have 5 tough fixtures. I don't see them getting a point out of that. Looking at their current form, they will be at home, of course. They will be facing a Nkana side, which has had a lot of confidence now because of beating Lumwana Radiants 3-0. And of late, Nkana have been doing well when playing away. They would want, of course, to continue with that. So I don't see NAPSA getting a point from that game, kind of honestly. Looking at the current form.
Danny, there's another interesting game coming up this particular weekend. Zenako versus Zesco United.
Has it come bigger than that?
Well, going by the current form of the two sides, I would put my money on Zesco. Because Zesco United...
You put your money on Zesco? Which one?
Zesco.
You mentioned Zana.
I know, I'll help him. He said Zesco.
I'll put my money on Zesco, going by the current form, and Zesco, they are really motivated a lot, and when it matters the most, they really come to the party. And Zesco, if you look at the current squad, they've been together for quite some time, and anyone can score for Zesco United. Anyone can come to the party and score, so they don't rely on an individual, and they're able to complement each other. It's a team that is not playing under a lot of pressure, as in trying to please the doubters out there. No, they know what they're made of, and they know that they're a big side. And it's the pressure will be on Zenako. Because Zenako, when they went to Casablanca, they lost. Today they failed to beat Butte and they're almost losing that game. And I expect Zesco to give them a good run for their monies. And we'll see what Zanaco is made up of. If at all, they'll be able to get a point or even points of Zesco over the weekend.
Okay, going to games that we played on a Tuesday, that is 1st May 2018. Buildcon will be at home to take on Green Buffaloes. This is the match that's going to be live on SuperSport. We played at Lukonoso Stadium in Indola. At 17:30 hours, Zesco United take on Napsa Stars, also live on SuperSport. Lumwana Radiants take on Zanaco. Forest Rangers take on Cabo Youth Academy. Nkana will be at home to take on New Mwanza Swallows. Lusaka Dynamos take on Quito United. National Assembly take on Cabo Warriors. And on Wednesday, we see Changa Rangers hosting Red Arrows. Green Eagles take on Nakambara Leopards. Power Dynamos versus Nkwazi. Adaman, just a quick reaction to the games coming up. Lusaka Dynamos will be at home to take on Quito United.
Mama, doesn't come bigger than that. Of course, depending on how Quito feature against Green Eagles. That game can, I think, result in a draw. If Lusaka Dynamos will underrate Quito, they will be in trouble. No team should underrate Quito United, and that's what I kept on saying. If you don't understand, go and ask Red Arrows, go and ask Power. They'll tell you what Quito can do to you if you underrate them. On their day, they can actually beat any team. They are very youthful, they are very athletic, they have quite a number of skillful players. There's plenty of talent in that team.
Danny, there's also another interesting match that is coming up this particular weekend. We see Zesco United host Napsa Stars. 17:30 the time, live on SuperSport at Levy Stadium.
The pressure is on Napsa Stars because they are facing two big sides in a space of 3-4 days. So if Napsa will be able to post a good result against Nkana, then they're going to get a little bit motivated. If Napsa will be dismantled against Nkana, then I don't see them coming with a lot of energy against a very talented, star-studded Zesco United. I don't see them getting maximum points of Zesco United. Like Mr. Tembo alluded to, Masumba, it's about the kind of players that the Napsa has. Yes, people are saying they have managed to enforce the side with the likes of Luka Lungu, not forgetting Julius Tumeko. But the bottom line is that quality. I don't think so. That's quantity. You need quality to compete with quality sides. So for Napsa, we'll see the result they'll get against Nkana, and also the result against Zesco. Then as we come on this show next Wednesday, we shall be able to analyze from that angle. But looking at the way it is at the moment, Napsa United are in a boiling point situation. They need a miracle. They really need the players to ensure that they pray a lot, and they need to fast, and they need to work hard. Otherwise, it's going to be tight for them. It's going to be very tight for them.
Okay, so those are the fixtures. From there, let me quickly try to go to text messages. I've got a couple of them that have come through. You can still send us some as well on the number 0965 000877 0965 000877. So the messages I've got here, this one says, good evening, wise men in the studio. Mr. Danny, where have you got these referees from? Ask for me from Father Tembo. And it's good that Zanaco, we are okay. Okay, all right. Let's check. Everyone says, Masumba, good evening. My tender greetings goes to the wise men in the studio. Alakwena Munatupanga Masumba. There was a program this afternoon at okay. This is Mwamba James Abuchi Kitwe. Yes, a referring issue is pathetic, but I've seen this young man from Ufrida. I think is good. Just towards the end of last season, he officiated the match between Quito United versus Indeni. And not only that, I've watched him several times. We need to build stat referees, not these we are watching. Okay, I wish you could send his name so that we can
just give us the name.
So it says, on behalf of Alex Ngonga, please, whoever has cursed him, please forgive him, just for the sake of our country, please, Pata, because this is the buzzer we used to know way back. Deco. Okay, Alan says, guys, again, Nabweke Shapo, here in our zone, it's something else. They are Kosa. Think of this: Mining Rangers, Konkola Blades, Ron United, Mighty, Karushi, Blackpool, Chambishi, etc. Only one is promoted. Two naimwe. Two naimwe faz. Do something pari in a zone. Okay. Power for Life, Lazi from Maisen, thank you. Peppers don't win us games, Vajanza. Okay. Nice. A nice black jacket from Matembo on Saturday. I've been watching the power training this week, and exactly what Dan has said is what is happening. Coach Kaindu has been remaining with Alex, and they are working on his weaknesses. Moses, thank you so much.
Okay.
Reverend Panel, please let's pray for Elijah Chikwanda before he loses his job at NAPSA. Here are the next 5 fixtures: NAPSA versus Nkana, Zesco versus NAPSA, NAPSA versus Lumwana, Zanaco versus NAPSA, NAPSA versus Power Dynamos.
Those are the fixtures I was alluding to, Clinton.
Hi, those tourist arrows must be disciplined. Is that the way they learned in Spain?
The Spaniards.
FAS has contributed to the wrangles at City because they have recognized that both factions by registering them. This is unprofessional and an embarrassment to Zambian football. Please, FAS, stop causing confusion. It's better you make consultations before you make certain decisions. There are a lot of issues at Football House which needs to be sorted as soon as possible. From Kabula Usakire Kalampa headquarters. Thank you so much. Landing Papaliva Zambia, Tuanaka Navena, Nkana for life, Lightwell. Z decided to lose his job, which will be very unfair to him because the management sought key players. Hi, panel, can you please name the players which coach Wada has got towards Kosafa, Mwenya Christopher Odinketo? Thank you. That is coming up.
We shall do that.
Mr. Masumba, please give us the log standings for the Super League. I did go through this one. Tottenham Kuwayawa, congratulations, Manchester United, for beating Tottenham. Next, Arsenal waiting for you per weekend. Die Hard United from Bright Party. Power Bola, today fire Okusenda League. Not if Tampa, Ukula send our players 5 from Power 90. This is from Victor Chisenga from Chamboli. This one says, Kelvin Kaindo, I think, is a good tactician. He is able to get the best out of his players. Look at the way players like Muva, Billy, and Sakara, Radi, Joshua have raised their game. In my own opinion, I think these guys are ripe for the national team. White Sona from Kamitondo. Aya Masumba panel, congratulations to Barcelona, Wapa Zambia, Zesco for winning 1-3 to new. Axon Kasangi, Zega, and Basa for life. Coming from in Pusukilo. Believing my favorite panelist, Mo Salah is really a genius. Roma, they are regretting selling him to Liverpool. He did the damages last night. Is it true? It's true. He is African Messi. Okay, go Warriors, go. Let's now teach Beautcon a good lesson on Saturday. Fraser Chilavi, Warrior man. Go Power, go Moffat Perry. Is Faz afraid of Smarter? Why should they just sit down, fold their arms, and just watch him busy destroying the good name for football in the country? This is coming from Fraser Travi. Mr. Masumba and the panel, please give us a signal. Is this in order for Wada to apply for a job while he's still our national team coach? Boma Yanganefo, I'm just wishing my team Arsenal the best in tomorrow's game. From Wise Williams of Mafken. So one says, CW Saka should be banned. This is unacceptable. Wazanako Vamuziva, yes, on Saturday. This time we are increasing the voltage from 11 kV to 66 kV. The selection of local players, Kuwaya Wafe, Tukaseva na Fiako Safa, is Wada building a team of destroying it if he will continue being Z coach. No AFCON for Zambia. Sydney. Patipe. Thank you so much for those messages. You can still also send us some more on the number 0965 000877, 0965 000877. Also to make mention that we are live on our YouTube channel. All you do is go to Facebook, search for Flava Baji Kafiwe, that is FLAVA, Baji, that is BUDDIE, and Kafue, that is Kafue. You'll be able to find a link there, which when you click on it, it takes you direct to our YouTube channel, so that you can also see what attire Alderman is on this evening.
Not a suit.
So you can watch the program. So let's try to make progress and look at other interesting items on the program this evening. Adam and Tembo, quickly, I'll be getting to you. Zanaco Football Club were eliminated from the CAF Confederations game this time around, going 3 goals to 0 against Raja Casablanca in an away fixture. On aggregate, they lost 5 goals to 0.
At Flava, we don't appease. We call a spade a spade. Danny and I made it very, very clear that Zanaco had no chance. It's not that we're not patriotic, but we're being realistic. There was no way they were going to get a result in Morocco, having allowed the visitors to humiliate them by 2-0 scoreline at home. I think that we are very, very disappointed with Zanaco, because last year they did very, very well. And when they reinforced this quantity, we expected them to go very, very far and help us to return the number of teams to 4. It's like we are all going to be relying on Zesco to do well, so that CAF continues giving us 4 teams to represent us. It was very disappointing, Clinton. A 5-0 score line was very embarrassing. We didn't expect Zanaco to go through at this stage, looking at the type of opponent they were given. But surely, to be humbled 5-0, 2 games without a goal. No. With the experienced players, Zio Tembo, George Chufia, these are the guys who have been campaigning at that level for a long time. Clinton, what went wrong? I think that maybe Mamba is too comfortable. He should be threatened a bit. And the best way to punish Zanaco now is to make sure that they don't represent us again. Can the super teams put themselves in gear 4 and beat Zanaco, so that they can send them to the archives, so that they come back in a better form?
Danny?
Yeah, like we said last week, it's so shocking that Numba came out in the open promising that he's going to ensure that it has put up a spirited fight in Casablanca and be able to overturn the tables. But what we saw at the end of the day last Wednesday was Zanaco being given 3. And if a team is failing to score in 2 games, that should tell you something as a coach. Are you going forward or going backwards? Then secondly, your defense seems to be very indisciplined. They seem to be leaking in goals at home. They allowed 2. Away from home, they allowed 3. 5 in total. So all in all, I think it's about time that if you're going to have representation, apart from Zesco, these guys would want to campaign in continental games. They need to up their games. They shouldn't be bringing such kind of embarrassing results at the end of the day. We started with GBFC. GBFC messed us up by not even coming closer of putting smiles on our faces, as if that wasn't enough. We can't afford to sort. Zanaco, Zesco were in Champions League, and we thought these guys would be able to come to the party and be able to continue flying the Zambian flag high. What happened? Zanaco failed to make it in the Champions League. Confederation, we thought it's going to be relatively easy for Zanaco to pull through a surprise. But at the end of the day, Zanaco were just a shadow of themselves. So in all, the teams that would want to represent us, they need to ensure that they take their assignments very, very seriously and collect maximum points at home. If you're failing to collect maximum points at home, what guarantees there that you'll be able to collect maximum points away from home? It does not work like that. Only certain teams are able to win home and away, but certain teams need to utilize home ground advantage. But for Zanaco, even the time they were playing in Raja Casablanca, they never had a lot of fans at their stadium. It was like they were playing away from home. When they went to Casablanca, it was a nightmare. Like I said last week, I met their players on a Wednesday night, and they were saying that and if a coach is going to be talking to players like that, how do you expect to motivate your players? Masoma would rather tell my boys, you know what, if these guys are able to score 2, even you guys can be able to even score more than that. Yes, today wasn't our day, but we're going to work on our weaknesses and ensure that we collect maximum points. But Zambian coaches tend to throw in the towel very quickly and rush up to the media and start giving us sugar-coated statements by saying we're going to overturn tables. What tables are going to overturn? We're going to lose 3-0 out from home. Shame on Zanaco.
When you try to overturn tables this time, tables crash you. That's when the problem.
So that is what happened in Roger Casablanca. Now, when they came back, Zanaco chairman Edward Mutale described the 3-0 defeat at the hands of Roger Casablanca in the Confederations Cup playoff second leg as embarrassing.
Actually,
That
very,
was
very
very true.
embarrassing.
That was embarrassing.
Who are we blaming in this particular encounter?
Well, this time round, I'm afraid I'm blaming the coach. I think he's been too comfortable and too confident. You know, you can't be overconfident just because last year you did a bit well. I think that he didn't go with the tactical plan which fitted the team at that level. Even at home, they played disjointed football and did not offer any inspiration at all. And to make it worse, I don't know what management has been doing. Zanaco has been campaigning in the Super League for a long time. I don't know why they failed to garner support, Clinton. Like Danny said, when they played away, they were intimidated. The huge stadium was filled to capacity. But I saw on social media some fans mocking Zanaco. They said, oh, look, Zanaco have been outnumbered by the visitors. In fact, the visitors were even making more noise. Zanaco, somebody saying, look, Zanaco are just 6 there. Why don't they mobilize support, more especially when they're playing continental games? You need it plays 5%. It affects the result by almost 5%. You need a lot of support, more especially when you're playing at home.
So quickly, we'll be getting into something interesting. This is to do with national team preparations. We quickly get to understand what has been happening the past 1 week. As I earlier mentioned, COSAFA is coming up. Then we also have the under-20 also AFCON qualifiers also coming up very soon. So both coaches, that is at the Zambia national soccer team head coach, then at under-20 national team coach also. The two coaches have been busy, and there was a friendly match that was played this particular afternoon, in which the senior men beat the junior that's under-20 by 4 goals to 0. I'll be talking about that particular one and other issues that are coming up on the program. We look at 28th April 1993. The day is coming. It starts 3 days from now. Adam and Tembo. Let us take a short break. Before that, let me get to Adam and Tembo. 28th April 1993. What is that? What does that date remind you of?
Sad moment, and I don't know if FAS came up with the decision to say that we shouldn't be commemorating after 5 years. I think that the way it used to happen annually, it made a lot of sense in my view. But we have a situation where FAS have said we should only be commemorating after 5 years. I think that the coming generation may lose it. You know, we have to know what really happened on that day when we lost the whole of the national team, the technical staff, and the crew that went with the team. At the time, they had gone to do battle for Mother Zambia. That was the best team we have ever assembled, Clinton, right from the technical to the bench to the reserves. In my view, that team should have taken us to the World Cup, and we should keep the spirit lingering. There was talent in all departments, Clinton. There was proper competition. Fate denied us an opportunity to go to the World Cup for the first time. We were on our way to play Senegal. That happened. So I think that first should revisit that situation where the commemoration should only be after 5 years or so.
Okay. Danny?
Masumba, my heart bleeds that we haven't been able to do justice to what our foreign heroes did for this nation. Those guys were on national duty, and I expected us to do much more than what is happening on the ground. And like what Mr. Temba said, this thing of wanting to celebrate their lives probably after 5 years shouldn't even come to the table. It has to be an annual thing, and we have to ensure that something special has to happen on that particular day. Because if you look at the squad that we lost, it had everything. It had quality, it had depth, and it's a squad that had experience and upcoming players. And from that time, yes, we would say we have recovered, we have done this, but I'll be very, very honest with you, we are yet to recover, as in recover and be able to say, we now got a team. We are still experimenting. Week in, week out, we are still experimenting. Because we got the technical bench, the likes of Yuka Chitalu, Alex Chola. They are the chemistry going on. They never had this kind of argument that we keep on saying week in, week out on TV, whereby an assistant coach and his head coach, they're arguing over a substitution. It was unheard of. These guys had mutual respect for each other, and they knew what they wanted, and they had the interest of the Zambian people at heart. If you look at the players, we had the likes of Effort Chabala, Richard Mwanza. They kept on complimenting each other. Go at the back, we had John Soko, we had Winter Momba, we had Watson Changwe, not forgetting the likes of Eston Mulenga and them. All in all, Masumba, I would say we had a great package, and I expect the guys who are running football to come up with something meaningful, something that will be able to represent what these guys did for us. Those guys died on national duty. We need to honor them in a very dignified manner, unlike what we are seeing at the moment, whereby only a few individuals will go to their gravesite and from there they will give us some quoted speeches and go home. I think that's about that. We need to be serious with ourselves and let us do the right thing.
You've mentioned one important thing, Danny, in terms of the remembrance of the foreign heroes. You've talked about having this particular event coming up after 5 years, or is it 10 years? How well should we remember these foreign heroes? It's a good number of years ago now. 20?
Yes.
Over 2024.
Yeah, but like I said, it used to be an annual event. But unfortunately, it was the Kalusha administration which changed it. There was some...
Not the commander?
No. It was actually during the Kalusha time when it was changed to... When they cancelled the year event, and I remember it was Kototembu which I gave that. So, in my view, there was nothing wrong with the annual, celebration. But at some point, I think during going towards further elections, some aspiring candidates used it, that event to campaign. I think that didn't sit well with the administration that time. I think that's how they changed it, because those who were campaigning started accusing the administration which was there at that time, so that they had done very little. The place was unkempt, it was not looked after, the relatives had not, there was a lot of jargon. So they said, no. I think that for us to be organizing a proper event, we should be giving ourselves time to prepare, put resources together, put up a committee to make sure that we have a coordinated program. So let's be giving ourselves 5 years.
Okay.
But remember, there are some people who were very much against that. They said, okay, go ahead, that's yours. But in our case, we shall be going there. Makembo was one of them, and they've continued. They do go there even on their own. It becomes something not so official. Yeah. So I think in my view, like I said, there's nothing wrong with having it as an annual event. It doesn't take so much to prepare.
Okay.
What was needed most, what required a lot of resources and planning was the first one. But the other one now, I think, if you put a committee in place, give it about 7 months to prepare, you can still be doing a good job.
Masumba, you asked a very good question about how can we be able to remember the foreign heroes. I believe that those guys took football as a job. So I was expecting the guys heading football in our country to ensure that we've got some sort of maybe a community tournament. All right, so that whatever monies that come through, you can be able to share it among the relatives that are still alive, and to just tell them that even today, those guys are still part and parcel of us. Yes, tears might dry, but memories will still be very, very fresh with us. And we are human beings. You know, it depends when you lose a breadwinner on national duty and you don't seem to get anything in return. Yes, those guys might be gone, but what of the guys that are alive? How are they looking at the game of football? Some of them have lost interest. They'll say, because we are neglected. But we need to harmonize that, and we need to put our hearts together. Like Mr. Tembo said, you don't need a bigger committee. The problem that we have is, whenever you want to be in a committee, play for upon us. No, that shouldn't be the case, guys. Let's do it for passion. Those guys, they did a lot of things for us. And the only way we can pay them back is us doing the right thing and ensure that many generations that will continue coming will be able to look back and say, oh, Kwariko Alex Chola, Kwariko Yuka Chitalo, Kwariko Kelvin Mitali, Kwariko Chitela Chite. That's what we want. So all in all, I think fans need to jumpstart their vehicle, and we need this thing annually. And if it means a tournament, a community tournament among the teams that we have in Zambia, or even if we can manage to bring other teams from outside the country, then the little money that we raise, we share it among the surviving relatives. I think that will really help us a lot. Unlike the politics that we keep on seeing week in, week out, especially when this event is about to come, that's when we start seeing these leaders go out and start bringing out quoted speeches. I think I'm sick and tired. Let's try to be proactive this time around, not reactive.
Okay, so Zambia commemorates the 25th Gabon Memorial Anniversary on April 28, 2018. On that day in 1993, a Zambian Air Force, de Havre, the Canada DHC-5D Buffalo, plane with description number AF319, crashed into the Atlantic Ocean about 500 meters offshore from Libreville, Gabon. The flight was carrying most of the Zambia national football team players to a FIFA World Cup qualifier against Senegal in Dakar. 18 Zambian players, 2 coaches, and a 5-man Zambia Air Force crew perished in the accident. The list of players that perished were Effort Chabala, John Soko, Whiteson Changwe, Robert Watiakeni, Eston Mlenga, Debbie Makinka, Moses Chikwalakwala, Godfrey Kangwa, Kelvin Mutalia, Wisdom Chansa, and Timothy Mwitwa. The rest of the players were Richard Mwanza, Winter Mumba, Samuel Chomba, Moses Masua, Patrick Banda, Kenan Simambe, Numba Mwila, and coaches Godfrey Ukachitalu and Alex Chola. Crew members were Fenton Moho, head pilot, James Sachika, co-pilot, Victor Mubanga, co-pilot, Edward Nambote, fighter planner, and Thompson Sakala, steward. Others who died were Football Son of Zambia President Michael Mabe, executive member Wilson Sakala, team medics Wilson Mutonga, Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport Nelson Zimba, and Joseph Salimo, a journalist. This year marks 25 years since the team perished, with the football family The football family is expected to honor the memory of the foreign heroes at a special function on Saturday that will be preceded by a church service at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross. That is what we are being told, Danny. So just briefly, in honor of the foreign heroes, it comes up this particular weekend when we'll be remembering the foreign heroes that departed in that disaster. So just a quick musical break. We'll be back after that.
Now can go my child, that can go my now but I was watching for driving down football. What politics are we have it? How about
Sorry? No. Asa kama napenda. I forgot to mention one thing. This is the same week that Dennis Rowe died also.
Orlando.
First 2 days of commemorating 4 years, huh?
Dennis. I saw that.
Someone is watching a cartoon, he's talking by the pink shit.
Oh my goodness.
Pink shit on Facebook. Easy cartoon.
Arise to the heights like the eagle, the symbol of our national pride and identity. For 30 years or so, we have struggled without success to win any major trophy, both in the world and the Africa Cup level with us. During this period, I have traveled with you as radio and television soccer commentator to 39 countries worldwide in search of victory on the soccer scene. From the Asian Pacific Rim in the east to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean in the west. On the continent of Africa, lands we have been together. From the Atlas Mountains and the pyramids of Egypt in North Africa to the Dragonflight Mountains down south and many places in between. And I know your determination to win. And so to you, all the other stakeholders in our soccer revolution, the coaches, the soccer fans, the media, and indeed the government, let's all support our national team players to the hilt in defeat or in victory. Therefore, as we enter the 21st century, let's all pool our resources together to the glory of Mother Zambia.
Thank you so very much, our dear listeners. Listen to this program. That is a song just to honor, in honor of our departed ones. That is our foreign heroes that perished in that Gabon air disaster. 25 years gone. This weekend we commemorate that particular and important day of in this country as far as football is concerned. And then also to make mention that this year marks exactly 4 years. A few days ago, we were looking at the life of the late Dennis Adi, where we also contributed immensely to the growth of Zambian football. So we just played that particular song to remind you of those memories of the 1993 Gabon air disaster. So let's quickly at preparations as far as the national team is concerned. Danny, Wada Wada first day was not seen at the training pitch, and he had a meeting with the minister, that is Amos Mawere, which never wanted to disclose what the issue was about. There were been a lot of speculations that Wada Wada may want to leave. He has applied for the Cameroon job and whatnot. Is it wrong to apply for another job whilst you're working somewhere else? Adama?
Well, it isn't, but it sends wrong signals indeed. It sends wrong signals. I don't see anything wrong with an employee applying for another job. It's not like he has left. You get the point. Was any contract built on as an exit clause? If you want to leave, you inform your employer. So, despite the contract, there will always be an exit clause there, depending on who wants to trigger it. So if Wada Wada has applied for a job, it doesn't mean he has committed a criminal offense. It's important for people to aspire for what would constitute a violation of the contract is if he's picked and he goes ahead to maybe sneak and leave his job. You get the point? Yeah, but merely expressing an interest to more especially knowing that at home here, everyone is calling for his blood. He's an individual. He wants to maybe to look for greener pastures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Danny,
I personally see nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Danny, let's quickly look at preparations for the COSAFA tournament that comes up this particular in a few months from now. We saw Nyirenda summoning a good number of players, and 10 players have not had a chance to play in the national team, also being picked to come and be part of the team in terms of preparations for the COSAFA. Among them is a striker Peter Nyirenda from New Monza Swallows, got Emmanuel Chaula coming from Quito United, Sebastian Mange and Paul Banda from Lusaka Dynamos, Martin Kaonga from Nakambara Leopards, Jimmy Nakena, Boniface and Sunzu from Green Eagles, Ketson Kamanga from Nkwazi brother, beautiful midfielder Ngosa Sunzu, and Alan Kamanga Jr. from Power Dynamos, being given a chance to prove a point, if at all they can be the ones to look out for as we reshape the national team. Your quick reaction?
You know, what really baffles me a lot is it seems our daughter does not watch our recording that often. Because like Ngosa Sunzu, he's yet to play for Bitcoin, for crying out loud. So he's picking on what? What is the yardstick for him to be being considered to the national team? Because he has some of the fitness levels as compared to his friends that are playing week in, week out. Even Alan Kamanga Jr. Of late at Power Dynamos, he's not making the first 11. So, you know, as much as he wants us to believe that he's trying to build something out of nothing, the bottom line is, why mend it when it's not broken? We have got a team in place already. Let's go with what we have. Already has failed to give us the results that we wanted him to give us the results. He has failed. It reaches the time for him to give us the results. Yes, people will continue talking because taxpayers' money, it depends, Masumba, if you're expected to get a cut 20, then it has been deducted. Then where that the money that has been deducted is not working out the way you want it to work out, you get upset. And I've got every reason and right to question. Even Wada Wada, for him to apply for that job, he knew the pros and cons of that job. And for him to be given that role, they were able to agree what is going to bring to the table. He told us he's going to bring out good football and results, but I'm not seeing the results. I'm not even seeing good football. So for him to be crying out loud the way he's crying out, if he's not ready to be in that position, if I were him, I would rather resign. If I were him. Currently, what he has done, trying to bring in this and that, is not helping us. It's like we're still experimenting. Masumba Namibia gave us a hard time, if you remember very well, and we're still facing Namibia in the AFCON qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken. Namibia currently is not a pushover team. It's a team that knows what they want. They're going to give us a very good run for our monies. So the time to be playing around and experimenting, for me, is not going to work out. And my humble advice to Wadawada is refrain from making unnecessary statements to the media. Because we have seen what you're made up of, and we want results. If you're not going to give us the results, we'll continue talking. And the results should start with Kosafa against Namibia. We expect good results. Fair to do that. If you fail to give us a good result, just resign and go.
Okay, so now Zambia under-20 men's football team sized up with their senior counterparts in a practice match at the Heroes Stadium in the Chipolopolo boys won 4-0. Goals came in from Ronald Sate Kampamba, Kletas Chama, Kelvin Kampamba, and Emmanuel Chavula handed weights on Urenda's Chipolopolo victory over their juniors. The under-20 is preparing for an Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Rwanda next month, while the Chipolopolo were winding up their weekly camp for local players. Under-20 assistant coach Charles Wale had stated that with Kelvin Banda between the sticks with the defense comprising Justin Mwanza, Victor Kasokola, Pisiro Kapapa, and Kingsley Hakuya. The midfield had Thomas Zulu and Mumamumba, while skipper Prince Mumba started in an advanced role. Then in the wings, Wale deployed Albert Kangwanda and Kunda Nkandu, with James Chimima being the target man. The game had the complexion of a balanced affair until 25 minutes later, when Kampamba drew an experience to drill home the opener before Chama doubled the lead with a well-struck effort, while he opted to shuffle things a bit with Francisco Mepu and Harry Milanzi Jr. throwing in at the mix, but the score balance remained tilted in the Chipolopolo favor. Later, Wale threw in Lamek Banda and Martin Njovu, but it was the seniors that increased the tally, with Kampamba driving home a powerful shot that drew applause from both benches, while Chavula made sure of the rota with his effort that largely benefited from a Bradley Mweni error in the goal. Urenda, who is also building a fresher pool of local players, had Tinji Mwape and Boniface Sunzu partnering in central defense, with Bono Silengo and Paul Banda back deployed as fullbacks. In midfield, Chama and Benson Sakara started with Kelvin Kampamba, and you remember Banda taking the wings, while Kampamba and Peter Nurenda were the attackers. While he is expected to trim this number of under-20 players in the camp with his this week's training, currently there are 34 players in camp, with the team expected to be downsized to 20 before they play Rwanda on the weekend of 11 to 13th in the first leg, away in Kigali. The return leg will be played on May 18 to 20th, with the winner over the two legs facing either Sudan or Burundi, that is at under 20 level. Adam, any comments?
Good practice, Clinton. It's important to give an opportunity to new players so that they can try their luck. They should showcase their skills. I'm happy that perhaps what does listen to what I advised him. I asked him to try the young man at Kid United, Emmanuel Chavula. I like his instincts. He's been given an opportunity, and this afternoon he scored. That's what Rena was doing. Big player from nowhere, and that's how we saw stars coming. So I think that these developmental sides give us an opportunity to try out new talent. However, I want to agree with them. If a player has already been given an opportunity and we know what they're able to offer, and they are not enjoying first team stints in their clubs, what do you want to see from them? We've already seen them. Try others. Give the Chagulas chance now. Give the youngsters chance, so that because they have a lot of energy. They want to prove themselves. They are hungry to wear that national team jersey. So I think that's where we may get started. Of course, we should not be so rigid and stick with the old guards until they retire. Gambo a bit, bring in a bit of talent, but surely if you've already tried a player and we know what they're able to offer. Let's give an opportunity to the others who have not seen.
Okay. Let's open the phone lines and interact with our listeners there. The number to call us on is 0212-2228-77, 0212-2228-77. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mato.
Good evening, thank you. What's my for your contributions?
Yeah, I think today I just want to thank all the callers. They have made this program to where we are today, because in Namishoko Fuma. So let's start with good guys, but for now, especially my favorite caller, when you go straight to the point, but you want to keep united. So my advice to those people, I think give it to all and we need to unite as a keep a fans. Let's appreciate each other. Not you, but you have Kulu, because the children, but that we will work and come to Rikamuana. Change the trade to support, get to trade to support right now. If you go to power and find the stadium in school park, you go to Kito United to Ghana, let's give each other support. We know roads to our support. Second, I want to support you people, especially our Shashi Bauta Mantembo. Our Shashi, I think, Uma team they are able for. These are the people which they are supposed to put them as administrator. Our home, because this bad support and sponsor, each team, Unya, who are the tournament, who do not have to tell us how it is. Create our support. Not to raise some to appreciate you to Gafwa. But the rest of it to a body she got in the body she got of the very much post our niche very in Bava Yashota Mateo. Never told to report, but move up at a passion in the Gola. Not only that, he always mentioned about people like your Patrick Joe, the second two. But it's not about Canada, she was in Division 1. Like when I never talk about it, I remember in those days in Naresa or good so good. You understand what I'm doing, but I'm wish they could come and come to the like what I come out. So, I'm going to do a pray, go back to them for this, for the people of Zambia, not only people in the football. Whenever I'm a Tumba, I took a game. It is a man below supposed to get you over Shimu. Kale, Netherlands, you said, I was the first team when I wanted him for the hour. Yeah, you will still say team. We need to not again. You don't want to wish to player. While you do the player like you, in the one that is down at the one of the Nika, so you will change another case. That's not very good. You don't come again in the one show wish that. That's another point I put them against. But for him, very sponsor, you can keep Kufika Nalero. I think I will invite you people, especially if I'm going to remember to come white men. One of them to let's find time to go and go to Joka to support the right man. Because it's not the one man show. The one in the Ravan, the other will have to follow at your administrator. I want to pray a little who will drink the Rabat, you will have a time of it. To have to go out what you need, put the teacher to go and go for us. Kill here, who will be in the Rama. So that's what I wanted to say today. I just wanted to appreciate people of our organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that contribution. Okay, 0212-2228-77 and 0212-2228-77. You can call us and give us your contributions on the program this evening. A number of issues are being discussed as far as the football is concerned. So the number to call us on is 0212-2228-77. Hello, good evening. Wino Mishan, boss, your contributions.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Thank you for that contribution, Omling. Okay, 0212-222-877 and 0212-222-877 is the number you can use to call us and give us your contributions on what we're discussing on the program this evening. A number of issues we're talking about on the program. Hello, good evening. Mukwai.
Famous man.
Your contributions, boss. Eh. That's not a fine team. That's not a fine team. He's just assessing them.
No, he's assessing. He needs to start by the team. One team and have the chemistry.
He already has the other side. Now he wants to
Yes.
pick some which he can fuse in better. More than like a pool and
He knows them.
Thank you for that contribution. 0212-222-877 and 0212-222-877 is the number you can use to call us and give us your thoughts on a number of issues on the program this evening. Hello? Good evening.
Good evening.
Who's calling?
Jessica from Kapoto.
Jessica, your contribution. Eh? Okay, thank you for that call. It's been a long time we had the radio.
Power must just give me 1 minute. Power must take this appeal very serious. It has come from my leg after a long time.
Let me get this one. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Valampa material. Apa mwerere kwi? Okay. Your contributions, boss. Mapuisha?
Mkwai.
Okay. Thank you so much for that contribution. Okay, the number is...
Chishinka Mkwai, Filipo Chimbini walikusha, wachirashi karero ku Chingola Road Cemetery. Atotera sana.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Very fine, thank you. Who's calling?
I'm next from Katamba, just calling from within Kitwe.
Yes, boss, your contributions.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to talk about the same topic, the same point of discussion about Coach Watawata. I think the man is not serious with what he wants to do with our national team. As I gave one is saying, and again, another appeal to Smata. What he is doing, and whoever so I think because the game on Zambia, when division 1 but it talks that confusion, ama team hata simbi mama man so amundu moyo so apote kwa ma and lastly I would like to congratulate my team just connected for big thing. No matter done by 3 goals to new. The same way the same spirit I hope we will continue with the same spirit this weekend against Zanapo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that contribution, boss. 0212-2228-77, 0212-2228-77. Message one says, I'd like to express a great concern at the scouting at national and under 20 level. E.g., Muyamalumat Wigan has not been called. Wigan, despite scoring 1 goal in each game. Okay, let me pick this score. Hello, good evening. Wino Bashan Kwai. Hello, Bashan Kwai. Wino Kwai, you are nani hapa? Mkwa kutumarandisha ako boss. Mkwa, we're getting you. You can go ahead. News. We get 2 more calls, eh? 3. Thank you so much for that contribution. 0212-2228-77 and 0212-2228-77. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, thank you. Who's calling?
Yes, I'm calling from Kitechavu.
Your contribution.
My contribution to the program we are condemning Coach Watawada. Now, to my surprise, that party had supply Chapra Cameroon. Now, among us, we are saying Nisha still apply. Yes, when the number is Ninjash. The Chapra could you cover you so. Nafiwa, my cannot supply, Omi Namana Chavu. Chavu, the Pokanda Kumi were power dynamo. My special cool, the chemical page. What can do? I sang coach like when you people and chief come up. I want to be in their fire to my side. Well, for coach, Bamla and Monga, that woman at time I had to power bowler. I get one as Rambo Pinch. I within some short period, Rangers, Rambo Pinch, and due to avoiding power at that point. Natural number of Monga. Who are you talking about the balance of water? But what very shock won't Monga without a win. Monga win, and I'm passing you. Never got in it to me, I don't know no range. Yes, win, no to forget. But in the rest of winning, other have no more. I said, I'm a going to come and angry. Their contribution, otherwise, number 30, conversation to power dynamo, also to our beloved Liverpool never will come. Thank you, Pano, and continue putting the program because we live from the Sana, I mean, forever Shagina, movie, football. To for that contribution. 0212-2228-77. Hello, good evening. Boss, come on, Shimako, it's your master company. Hey, my son, why? Let me start my portfolio. Let's go in our team. Vandivalita Rondolo Yawe, Resque Best, Kemon Ayelo Sokweva in the Bukutampa team, Awe, Mukitua. For example, ever in the Rocky, do them continent to our 4. So apart, I wish I had to put it. But let's collect one time, I was not of mom. So, Nakabi, I never wish to go at the guess where I'm getting for. And when I also go at the desk, when you know I'm a team. Hello, just for Pulanda for Priva, Watawata. Watawata, Shama Prayer, whoever to Kivatea. It is another couple. This season in Ireland, Shakeni goal, 3 Mukafu, 3 national team 4 Monegi. Evantu engatendo kwa tuayate ya uno kosa. Bayate nda mara kukitu United yuko. Wakati lukila mwendeki. Kasala nama kwa rai bisha, ofisho wale bisha. Ngale kwa jinsi kwa fundi ndio. Akonje kwa watu wale nda. Yena ala sungeto. Loma ngatakwati, alapo ngafya mashina au tapale kwa gasta. Hello, ndewe tafutu bila wazesko. Japo wao tukwenda na kitu tukaya support papa hivi Mukafu. Zesko aleta na bamba wale swalo. So tukaya support not that you ile ndio kumkana, ndio ndio kumpawa, power ndio kutingalika awe. At support yetu mpaka wa jina kabili. Basi tuko kuja alama group ya kuli mkoka pale ni kusema pale. Kama jina kabili kiete ya mwawali 4. Kama sumba tutaka kwa program hii. Mla kwa fadhali. Eta ni pale wote.
Thank you so much for that contribution at 0212222877 and 0212222877. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, thank you. Who's calling?
This is Alfred Tango.
Yes, well, Alfred, your contribution, sir.
Yeah, I'm quiet. I didn't get for Grant Coffee. What is happening is very embarrassing to Zambian football. And also for Watawata, I think Watawata thinks that he has no future for Zambian national team. That is why he has decided to apply for the top job in Cameroon. And also for our referees, I think they are destroying our soccer here in Zambia. As far as they should look for into the situation that destroy our football here in Zambia. Finally, I'm wishing all the best to Ghana Football Club as well.
Okay, thank you so much for that contribution. Thank you so very much for that. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can manage to get this call. Hello, good evening. Good evening, thank you. Who's calling?
Yes, this is Felix Mara from Banda.
From?
Felix Mara from Banda, yes.
Yes, sir, your contribution. Mkwe. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that contribution. I wanted to mention that, maybe just to make mention that the team that works on Urenda Court is not the main team that is going to play into the COSAFA. Works on Urenda already has a team that comprises of players like Faxon Kapumbu, Simon Sumimba.
Yeah.
This is a different feeder that he has picked to select a few that can be fused into the already existing team that has been playing. It doesn't mean that he has now gone to get others. He has left out Venachisamba, Venakapumbu, and whatnot. Those are already in the team. But the ones that are being assessed now are a different crop, with the possibility of choosing a few that can be fused into.
Just to help you, is what he's doing is trying to bring depth into the team. He's trying to bring more options. He's trying to bring a plan B. The Kapumbus, Zio Tempos, they are 30s. They're in their 30s. They'll be on their way out. So when they are gone, he doesn't want to leave a vacuum. So that's why he's bringing this pool of players. So people must not be emotional. He knows who is going to play when. These youngsters, their time will come. But let's give him a leeway to try in as many players as possible. I want to agree with the last caller. I personally talked to Ward about the...
I remember that particular day.
Yes.
That was a game.
In fact, I was with the...
It was Quito United versus Indeni.
Exactly.
In which they had 1-1?
It was 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in fact with Mr. Masumbo when I talked to Ward about the young man, and today he's been given an opportunity.
And he scored.
The boy can score from any angle. He has pace, he can dribble, he has almost all the skills. It reminds me of Kelvin Mutale, actually. Because he can use his left leg, he can use his right, he has courage, he can kick the ball, he can sprint with the ball, he can do quite a lot of things with the ball. All he needs, I think, is maturity. And perhaps that's why they're giving him an opportunity to be exposed.
Okay.
So please, people, don't think, I want to agree with Mr. Masumba, don't think that he has abandoned the senior team now, is bringing these youngsters.
Bringing Changanya.
No. Because even these stars we have today, that's how they came. They were given an opportunity at some point.
Okay. So quickly making progress, let's shift our attention to African football news. There was an incident in South Africa involving Kaizer Chiefs players, soccer fans rather, with Free State Stars. There was confusion in a game that Kaizer Chiefs lost by 2-0 to Free State, which also saw their coach also resigning from his team. At least 18 people were injured, including a security guard who was brutally assaulted in full view of the main stand at Durban's Moses Madiba Stadium. Adam.
Clinton, the scenes were horrific. I think that FIFA should come in quickly. We cannot allow that type of hooliganism to come into the beautiful game of football. Violence cannot be tolerated. I wished people saw what was happening. They were actually burning the stadium, damaging the cameras, the camera gadgets, which were taking the pictures from the stadium, damaging whatever was on there. You can't express your anger by resorting to that type of violence and hooliganism. FIFA has to move in and ban that team. We cannot allow that. The visuals were very horrific, horrible. I don't think that anyone would have loved to look at it 2 or 3 times. Innocent people being punched left, right, and center. The police were nowhere to be seen. Wilfried burning the stadium. There was a woman who was defenseless, who was being kicked left, right, and center. You can't allow that savage acts to continue in football. No, and I say no.
Danny, you want to take on that?
Yeah, it was very, very sad, and the things that we are seeing on TV, we wouldn't want to have a look at them in the near future. It was so sad, and we expect the guys in authority to do something about it, and we wouldn't want the same thing to occur ever again in our football. That was very, very sad, and we lost innocent souls, and wow, I'm just mad as Masumba. I've got no words.
In English Premier League results are West Brom 2, Liverpool 2, Watford 0, Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 4, West Ham United 1, Stoke City 1, Burnley 1, Manchester City 5, Swansea 0, Everton 1, Newcastle United 0. Then in Spain it was Elba 0, Getafe 1, Celta de Vigo 1, Valencia 1, Girona 0, Espanyol 2, Malaga 2, Real Sociedad 0, Las Palmas 0, Deportivo Alavés 4, Atletico 0, Real Betis 0, Athletic Club 1, Levante 3. Those are some of the results all posted in the La Liga. So interestingly, Barcelona on top of the table. Second is Atletico Madrid, 72 points. Real Madrid third, 68 points, and fourth is Valencia on 66 points. Let's quickly, as we wrap up, I know there's a game that is going on, 14 minutes played so far, Bayern nil, Real Madrid nil. Let's go to Anfield yesterday. Before we get to Anfield, quickly let's go to the EPL. Arsene Wenger, 22 years at the helm of Arsenal, and he announces is stepping down at the end of this particular season. Danny?
It has been long overdue, and he has achieved so many things for the club. Yes, most of Arsenal fans have been talking about the balance sheet. Yes, when it comes to money, Arsenal have got a lot of money, and they have been able to even build the new stadium that they're using currently. And all I would say is Arsenal needs silverware. They can have the monies, but they don't have the silverware. And any great team in the world is considered by the silverware they have been able to win. For Arsenal, it has been a long time since they won the league, and it has been a long time since they competed at the highest level. So we expect the new coach to pick up the pieces and make sure that Arsenal starts winning silverware. Because the only hope that they have currently is the Europa, and it's a 50-50 situation. So I think for Arsenal, wish him all the best. He has contributed a lot. 22 years is not a small number of years. He has done his part. I think life has to continue.
Adama?
Well, what I'm appealing to the Arsenal fans is that they should give him respect. 22 years is not a short time. They should look at the positive aspect of his career so that he lives in a dignified manner. He has, of course, he had these lows and highs with the team. He has one history which has he has one aspect of history which has not been broken, and that is Arsenal still remains the only team that has completed the Super League without a loss.
Okay.
Yeah, that at least is protecting. He will leave that. That one will have to be protected. But surely, looking at the 22 years as put in, I think it's time to dwell more on the positives that he had.
Okay.
So that they give him a dignified exit.
Danny, let's go to Anfield. Yesterday it was Liverpool 5, AS Roma 2. At some point it was 5-0. Last 10 minutes, we saw Roma getting back with 2 goals.
Masumba, just the atmosphere at Anfield, it was just so spectacular.
More.
Wow. And
Salah.
Yeah, that's the man to talk about. The unfortunate part is he's not a European guy. Because I can assure you one thing, Masumba, if Mo Salah was from Britain or England, we would have seen the headlines. They would have been saying he's the best player in the world. But since he's from Africa, they're not even talking a lot about him. But the good part about it is, currently, Mo Salah is the Liverpool. Because Liverpool without Mo Salah, they tend to be just like an ordinary
2
side.
goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, and look at the goals that he scored. The first goal was wow,
Incredible.
calculated. That's the tell that the guy knows what he's doing. He's very intelligent. He has got a very sweet left foot. And even the second goal that he scored, Mazumba 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Most of these stars, they tend to just hit a shot, but he knew what he was doing. And those are 2 incredible assists. Because if it were some of the superstars that we know or ordinary players, they would have wanted to go for glory, but he was able to lay the pass to Mane and also getting Firmino. And the moment he was substituted, Liverpool turned out from a very classic team to a very ordinary team. Because this thing has happened even when they played against Man City. The moment he was substituted, Liverpool started conceding. Even last evening, the moment he was substituted, Liverpool conceded 2 late goals, and those 2 late goals Liverpool conceded might be a game changer. You never know. Anything can happen in Italy. But it was a good result. I expected Liverpool to just keep a clean sheet, as in 5-0 or 6-0 would have been good for Liverpool. But all in all, a win is a win, and it has really boosted Liverpool's chances of going to the final in Kiev.
Adama?
Well, I think Liverpool became a bit excited after scoring a 5th goal. The coach should have told them, don't allow the visitors to score, because that's what spoiled everything. It was 5-0 and everyone now thought, oh, let's go and score a 6th one, we have buried them. Italians don't lose hope. Italians, they should have asked, Liverpool should have asked Barcelona. Those, the Italians do not lose, they will play up to 90 minutes. Liverpool have now put themselves in an awkward situation because at home, Roma can be unpredictable. They can be unpredictable, and they have a brilliant coach. I wish Liverpool well because they also can score. The beauty about
they're also saying Roma should ask Man City.
Yeah, you should ask Man City to also score. Yeah, but so it will be very, very exciting they turn around.
Okay.
And that's how it should be. At the end of the day, where the seven goes thriller,
yeah.
and that's what football is supposed to give us: intrigue, suspense, and hope.
Let's talk about the game that is live now. Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid seems unsettled. 20 minutes gone so far.
It's tight.
No
tactical
real chances.
It's one of the dullest games I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not offering. No team is trying to risk. At this level, we expect.
Which way do you see it going?
1-0 in favor of Bayern, but
Okay.
the job will be done in Spain. That's where I think Ronaldo will do the.
Danny, do you agree with what Matthew?
You would say the first 20 minutes has been very, very tight. Because when you look at the tactics and you look at the technical bench, two coaches, they know what they want. And the way it is the first 20 minutes you don't need to concede, because these are big sides. And they know what is at stake when it means getting the semis and getting to the finals. So I'm pretty sure that if one team scores, we should be able to see an open game and be able to see a lot of more goals. So far, so good tactically, it's very entertaining. Yes, Mr. Demo would say it's boring because we haven't seen a lot of chances being created, but I'm pretty sure in the second half we should be able to see a different ball game and sparks coming up.
Okay, gentlemen, we wrap it up here. Adam, it's been great having you on the show.
Well, wonderful.
I know you had a rough day today.
Very rough day. We had to bury the old man.
Yeah.
I just want to thank all those who made it. I want to thank members of the press who were around. He was given a dignified burial, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Danny?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be part and parcel of this big family. And let's go and watch football. It's Kito United against the Green Eagles. 10 Pachinata 10 Tusushe. Tulumbe Timulies. And let's enjoy Champions League. It's on. It's Bayern against Real Madrid.
All right, gentlemen, we come to the end of this week's edition of the Flava FM Football Show. My name is Clinton Masumba. Thank you for your time. Till next week. Good night.
Taxi drivers now they come to I was coming. Zipsy. So I had to cut across. So as I was getting in the town, the taxi driver